Right, time for another quick video. This time about the Unifi6 Mesh, which is this here. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you'll probably know that I've got two Unifi6 light access points in my house, one upstairs and one downstairs in the hallways, and the hallway and the landing. They're working brilliantly internally, they're absolutely great, but in the garden, we're really struggling with Wi-Fi connectivity. So we've got some cameras in the garden, we've got the car needs to connect, all those sorts of things. So it'd be useful to have decent Wi-Fi in the garden. So to fix that problem, I bought this because it's IP rated and can go outside. Yeah, I've got this. It comes with, in the box, you get the actual unit itself, and you get a number of different connectors that go on the bottom. So you can either place it on a desk, or you can mount it to the wall. And you also get a PoE injector. So a power cable, LAN in, and then LAN and power out, which will then power this. Now, as I say, you can either put it on a desk, so this can be brilliant internally as well, or you can mount it to a wall, but neither of those really work for what I'm trying to do. What I want to do is mount it underneath the fascia and the soffit, underneath the soffit in my, below my roof. And I'm going to be I'm taking out some old cameras. I'll put a little video up so you can see where those cameras were. I'm going to take out one of those cameras and use the existing hole that's there and the existing network cable that's there to power this. So that I can mount it underneath the fascia, I've also bought this, which is extra. You have to pay extra for this, but it's a ceiling mount for the Unifi6 Mesh, and it's kind of clever. It's got this ratchety type system, which is very hard to do with any one hand. Hang on, let me take it apart. Okay, that's better. So it's got this, which the access point goes up into, and you can probably see down the bottom there, it's got some clips which attach using the clips in the bottom of here. And then you've also got this, which will go down over the top. So if you've got access above it, you can actually use this to sort of clamp down on the roof. So let me just try and push that back on and I'll show you. See, so you can push it down and then it will clamp onto the roof, onto whatever it is, the ceiling tile or whatever it is, as long as you've got access above and below. Or you can just screw it in and not use that clamp section. And then on top, you've got this this cover that's magnetically attaches just to make it look nice and neat. So that's the plan. I'm just going to quickly connect this up to my network inside the house, just connecting directly into my switch, set it up using it within the Unifi app, which I'll try and record that so that you can see it. And then I've got to go outside and go up a ladder and make a big hole so that I can get this into the fascia or into the soffit, whatever it is. And then I can get the cable to it, and hopefully it should be a pretty simple job. So I'll try and bring you along on that journey, and hopefully you can see how it all works. Okay, so I've got the PoE adapter plugged in with it coming through from the network, and then this cable coming out of it. So let's go up here. I've also got my Unifi network. Oh, I'm logged into the Unifi app. So let's plug this in and see what happens. There we go. Cool, so we've got lights. Okay, I thought it'd be easier just to record this on my phone rather than trying to record the screen of my laptop. But as soon as I opened the Unifi app on my phone, it detected the new Unifi6 Mesh access point, and the setup process was dead easy. Just click on setup, give it a name, and then you have to wait a little bit for it to be adopted into the system. I've sped up the section where it's adding it in. It took a few minutes, but there was no interaction from me needed at all. It just did it all for me. Because I already have Unifi access points, I've already got VLANs and all the configuration sets, the Wi-Fi networks, etc., set up within my Unifi app. and this new access point immediately took on the existing settings for my existing access points. So it really was just a case of clicking setup, typing in a name, and off it went. Once the setup had been completed, I ensured that the firmware was updated, which again took a few minutes, and then the adoption was complete. One other thing I wanted to point out: you can adjust the color of the LED, which is pretty cool. I've just shown that on this last little bit here, but yeah, you can change the colors, you can change the brightness. Yeah, makes it a bit unique. Very cool. Right, so this is where I want to put it up. You see that hole up there? That is where the camera used to be. So I'm going to need to go up this ladder. I hate going up ladders, but anyway, I'm going to go up this ladder. Then I'll need to make that hole a bit bigger using a hole cutter, my drill with a hole cutting bit on the end. And then hopefully I'll be able to put the new access point into there. So I don't think I'm going to be able to take any video while I'm doing this, but I'll try and show you what I've done afterwards. It was impossible to take any video while I was at the top of the ladder, so I've taken some photos instead. This first photo shows the soffit after I've made the hole for the mount to go in. The hole was made using a 60mm hole cutter, and it was reasonably easy to do. This second photo shows the mount mounted within the soffit. One point I wanted to make here is that the screws that come with it, so I used the screws, I couldn't get above it, so I couldn't use that ratchety system. So instead I used screws. The screws that came with it are tiny. They're really, they don't feel significant enough to hold up the mount and the Unifi6 Mesh. The Unifi6 Mesh is pretty heavy, so I decided to swap out the screws that came with it with some other screws. One point though, the magnetic sort of the thing that goes on the front to make it look nice, that's magnetic, for that to sit nicely, the screws need to have a very flat head. So it took me a little while to find the right screw to make this work. But yeah, anyway, I found it. It was pretty easy to put up, and you can see the network cable there comes through the back of the mount. And then that's it. That's the Unifi6 Mesh mounted in the soffit. It was once the mount was in place, it was pretty easy. You have to push it fairly hard to get it to engage with the clips at the top of the mount. You can put a safety screw in at the back, which would then hold it in place, but I couldn't get to because of where it is, I can't get above or behind the mount, so I couldn't put that in. But it feels, once it was fully engaged, it now feels really quite sturdy. I've got no concerns or no worries about it falling out. So yeah, anyway, that's it in place. And then this final photo shows it on, and you can see the light there, the ring. We've set it to a pinky purpley color. That's a recommendation from the kids, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's nice and unique, and it looks a bit like a spaceship up on the soffit. And then a couple of quick speed tests from the garden. So this first one's using Wi-Fi Man, which is the Unifi app, and it's it's testing between two devices on the network from my iPhone 13 Pro, which is Wi-Fi 6, to an old iPad, which is not Wi-Fi 6. So bear that in mind. This isn't maximum throughput. This is just sort of giving some rough indications of the speeds that we can get. And yeah, I'm getting about 120 odd megabits per second up and down between the two devices, which is very, very similar to the speeds I get inside the house connected to one of the Unifi 6 Lite access points. And then finally, there's the speedtest.net test from my phone. As you can see, I'm getting about 60 megabits per second down and about 13 up, which is very, very close to the speed of my internet connection. It's supposed to be 70 megabits down, or 73, I think, and 18 up. So even from a wired connection directly to my router, this is very, very similar to the speeds I get to the internet. And that's it. So yeah, hope this has been useful. If you've got any questions, please do ask below. And yeah, subscribe for more content like this. Thank you very much.